Music Way is back in Austin's past. And this time, we're not starting with the Cosmic Cowboys. We're starting with the people who built the room before the Cowboys arrived.
Lobo Corona takes us deep into the Sir Douglas Quintet, the San Antonio-born band that helped wire Austin's musical identity before the city even knew it had one. Let's start with how Doug Sahm and company became the unlikely architects of the Austin sound.
The question this piece is really asking is how a band from San Antonio, assembled partly as a British invasion marketing trick, ended up becoming the foundational force behind what we now call the Austin sound.
The Post frames it directly. Their unique amalgamation of Tex-Mex, R&B, blues, country, and psychedelic rock was a revolutionary sound that unified Austin's diverse and often divided audiences in the 1970s.
That word unified is doing real work there. Austin in the early 70s was genuinely split. Country fans and rock fans weren't sharing stages or venues, and the Quintet essentially became the band that made both sides feel at home.
The origin story helps explain how they got there. Producer Huey P. Moe recruited Doug Sahm in 1964 specifically to cash in on British invasion fever, hence the vaguely English-sounding name. The lineup included Augie Myers on Vox organ, Frank Morin on saxophone, Harvey Kagan on bass, and Johnny Perez on drums.
So the band's entire aesthetic was built on a bluff. And the bluff worked internationally. She's About a Mover broke into the UK top 10 in 1965, which is a remarkable outcome for a San Antonio kid playing Tex-Mex through a continental organ.
After a California detour and a drug-related hiatus, Sahm came back to Texas. By the early 70s, he was playing the Armadillo World Headquarters, the venue the Post describes as a place where kickers and hippies could actually coexist.
The 1971 album, The Return of Doug Saldana, re-established him as a roots figure. But the Post is clear that the live shows were the real legacy. Sam's showmanship and Myers' pumping organ making San Antonio Rose and a psychedelic blues jam feel like they belonged in the same set.
The influence carried forward. Sahm later formed the Texas Tornadoes alongside Myers, Freddie Fender, and Flaco Jimenez. The Texas Music Museum in Austin now holds artifacts, posters, and recordings that document exactly this lineage.
The through line from a 1964 marketing stunt to a museum case in Austin is a genuinely strange and satisfying arc.
The Quintet's story keeps returning to that idea of genre as a bridge rather than a boundary. Tex-Mex and psychedelia in the same set, country fans and rock fans in the same room?
Austin apparently learned that lesson well. We'll see what else Music Way uncovers next week.